right, so um, how many of those, real quick? Well, no, I'll just jump in and make this quick. How many of those were you able to get a hold of? Let me just go through them real quick. Hold
Gotten a hold of 6.
on. Okay, so do you ever get a hold of that phaser, or however you say it, guy? Is he still?
Yeah, he called me back after his meeting.
Okay.
They're a general contractor down in Georgia,
Okay.
and they're bidding a addition to USPS building in Richmond,
Okay.
and he's looking for concrete prices. So that's going to be one of those. It's me and 25 other people.
Yeah. Okay. What about Dale? Are you going to give him? He's the one you're going to give with the.
I have an appointment with him tomorrow
Okay.
at 10 a.m.
What about this one that says Sampson's Town? I know that's not their name, but that's what came through on our phone system.
Just let me look at my phone real quick. Sampson. Where the hell did that go? That was yesterday, right?
Yeah, that one came.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yes.
That was a no answer, left a message.
Okay, cool. And then McClenny, looks like Deborah McClenny or something. That was yesterday as well, or that's 2 days ago. That was a walk.
Yeah, the no answer on that one.
Okay, and then
Michael Luck.
get a hold of him.
Yeah, I have a meeting with him tomorrow.
Cool. What about Thomas?
Thomas, no answer.
What about Gary Henderson?
He's in Pennsylvania. Told me to stop by his house and look at it.
Okay.
That needs to be replaced.
Okay.
So he said just give him a price to fix it all, because he had water holding in a corner and getting down under his foundation.
Okay, and then Albert Harris.
No answer.
Sharon. Barksville.
That's she answered the phone, said she was going to call me back and never did.
Okay, and then Martha Giddings. My notes say
one.
She's off next Tuesday. It says she's a little bit easier to text too. If she didn't answer, maybe shoot her a text.
Okay. That one, the Henderson guy, did he send you pictures with that?
Shoot, dude, he did.
He said he did.
He did. Let me. In fact, it'll take me 2 seconds. Let me just grab this because I'll forget. Yeah, I remember getting those, and I'm like, "What?" My guy, I'm like, "What are you sending me?" He said it's for Gary Henderson. I'm like, "Who's Gary Henderson?" Then that makes sense. I get it now. I'm gonna send these over right now. Hey, real quick, did you kill that bear on your Facebook page?
No, that was I just happened to pull in to the gas station. That's like our local gas station kind of hunting spot.
Okay.
They're getting all the animals. I pulled in right behind me, and I was like, "That's a big motherfucker."
Dude, that thing's. I was gonna say when I was young, I killed a. Is that a black bear?
Yeah.
It looked like a big one. I killed a black bear. I was gonna ask you
just over 500 pounds.
Do people hunt them? Do they do the bait? They bait them in and do like a tree stand, or do a lot of people use dogs out there?
Well, see, where I'm at, there's not a lot of bear. Maybe one every 2 or 3 counties.
Okay.
But once you get out the west side of Richmond into the mountains, they're big out there. They run dogs.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what we do. Like, are you talking like hound dogs?
Yeah, we run dogs out here for deer, but bear, they're just so few and far between.
You guys run them for deer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's sick. It's so with bear, the way that we do it is we'll have them in a dog box and we'll have like our rig dogs, and then when we smell it, they'll go off. Same thing.
No, what we do is we drop. Like, I've got 20 dogs at the hunt club, and we'll put out 5 at a time, and the 5 will go and jump a deer, and they'll run it until it's either gone or it's shot. They might run a deer for 2 or 3 hours.
And then you just you have like a tracking collar and you hear them.
Yeah, we've got GPS on all of them.
That's awesome. You walk up to the thing and then you just shoot them, trying to hit the dogs.
Oh yeah, well the dogs are usually, I'd say the dogs are usually a good 500 feet behind the deer.
Oh, I see, dude. That's
we use a slow dog so it doesn't run the deer really hard.
I see.
And
Well, the good news is once you shoot them, though, I imagine that they're probably don't. Even if they've just been wounded, they probably don't have a ton of energy by that point. They probably don't go.
Oh
far.
no, they don't go far.
Dude, that's fun. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, in the same club, it's me, two other concrete contractors, the head of maintenance for Anheuser-Busch Brewery.
That's a good contact.
There's a couple other guys that just do. It's mainly a bunch of construction guys that we started a fucking hunt club because we were bored. So we go out there every weekend and clean the pens and take care of the dogs, and throughout the year we trim down the trails and fix our deer blinds, and
that's cool.
For 2 months a year we get to have fun every Saturday.
That's fun. That's it. So not right now though, because right now you're running estimates on Saturdays.
Oh yeah, well that's not hunting season.
Yeah, when does it start? Is it back in the fall?
We can use dogs November through the first week of January.
Okay, I know what you're doing during that time. I'm glad we're not talking then. You wouldn't be on the phone right now.
No. No, I'd be in a deer stand somewhere.
I love it, dude. Okay, so
if we could Zoom on my phone, I would do it from a tree stand.
Hey, I'm all down. I just barely got off the phone. I got off the phone with a guy in Tuscaloosa, Alabama about 5 minutes ago, and he's parked he's picked up some tree spikes, freaking parked in some parking lot. So I'm not above that. So okay, so I'll jump right into this. Basically, what I wanted to talk about, I don't have like a spiel for you, by the way. I just want to show you how we're getting these.
Okay.
And essentially, what we do is instead of us it was Lincoln that you talked to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a hard guy to track down. I think he called you 6 times before you answered, by the way. That's before you broke your phone.
No. I answered immediately. He called me that morning.
No, I don't think it was 6 times in that day. I think just periodically over the last a week or so, he's called you.
Oh, he may come up as a spam risk on my phone because I just immediately send him to voicemail.
I'm sure he does because his number isn't local.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, he said, I finally got a hold of this guy. But what I was bringing up is we don't just call everybody in Richmond or everybody in every state and say, hey, let's do a deal. Hear us out. The reason we called you is 2 things. Number one is we're going to go into Richmond with what we do, and you can see why in a matter of a couple of days we've already brought in, I don't know, what is that, 10 leads?
Right.
Now granted, there's a couple that are people looking for concrete that suck. I get that. That just happens.
Right.
We actually probably would never send those over. I need to train my guy a little bit better to ask better questions, but right now I'm just trying to get more flow.
Gotcha.
So we know we're going to go into Richmond, and
what do you guys use for advertising?
SEO, organic SEO. So, and now you're on Home Advisor, right?
What's that?
Are you on Home Advisor?
Angie's List.
Angie's List. So that's why we called you, right? Is we look at the area, we try and find a couple of good companies that could make sense for us.
Right.
And then I'm going to go and find the people paying for Angie's List or Home Advisor because they know that marketing works.
Right.
I'm not going to go and try and freaking sell some old guy that's been doing referral only for 70 years why this works, because he's just going to
right.
He doesn't get it, right? You already know you're paying for it because it's working. So let me show you why this is a better spend of your money. It's a much easier, right? So just to be transparent with you, that's why.
All right.
So I just wanted to jump on the phone, show you this, and then if this makes sense, all I ask, like if we're going through this and at any point you're like, hey, this isn't going to make sense for what I'm looking to do, just tell me and let's just end it.
Right.
And vice versa at the end, if it's like, okay, this makes sense, let's put a deal together and let's not freaking dick around for the next 4 days.
Right.
So
now,
you know what I mean? Like I can tell you're a transparent guy based on your Instagram photos. So
are we? I'm only got to pay release that I land, right?
So yeah, let me go over that real quick. So all I want to ask is 20. I think I already asked this. What's the revenue goal in 2020?
Be nice to go 300 to 500.
Okay. What'd you do in 2019? Remind me.
300.
300. Okay. And a lot of that's commercial, right?
Half of it was.
Half's commercial. The residential stuff, you're probably getting referrals. You're getting Angie's List. What else?
Yeah, I've got Angie's List, and then I advertise on Facebook as well.
Okay. Like, do you do paid ads or you just post stuff and people see it?
Both.
Okay. How much are you spending on Angie's List right now?
$350 a month.
How much are you spending on Facebook ads? I know that varies, but like just a couple bucks a month.
I think it's $20 a week.
Okay, so $100 a week. Okay, cool.
And I get 1,500 views a week on my ads.
Dude, the fact that you're running your own Facebook ad puts you in like the 1% of contractors.
Right.
Most of them make a page and they're like, I don't know why I'm not getting jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people have to find it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So my question is, that's the revenue goal, but what's the goal? Like, are you trying to get to a point where you open up additional branches throughout the United States? Or are you trying to like,
oh no,
get it to run itself so you can go hunt more? I mean,
if I had 2 or 3 crews running, I'd be happy.
Okay. What do you got right now? 1 crew, 2 crews?
Just 1.
1 crew.
Yeah.
How can you do 300 to 500 with 1 crew, or do you need 2 or 3 crews?
If I had some commercial pickup, I definitely 1 crew would cover it. I had 1 commercial job that I bid 2 months ago with a new school here in the county I live in.
Oh, you told me this. This is the one that they freaking put on halt, and it was like a year's worth of work, right?
Yeah, it was $1 million contract for concrete,
and you got it.
They put it on hold because of the Corona shit.
Oh, dude. So there's a chance you could still land it, though.
Oh yeah. I'm going to chase it hard. It's in my backyard, so
that's cool. Okay.
I don't want a guy from Richmond coming and stealing my work.
Do you, if you got to like, if things blew up for you, do you know who you'd go hire, like what crew and that kind of thing, or would that be a challenge? Because I know a lot of people.
I've got some part-time guys that I would bring on full-time.
Okay.
And then I'd have to headhunt a couple of foremen.
Are these headhunting from the guys you run dogs with?
No, from other companies.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's a couple of big outfits in Richmond and Chesapeake that they do a lot of work, but sometimes they don't treat their guys so well.
I get it.
And they're just waiting for an excuse to leave. So an extra $1 an hour in a truck, and they're like, bye, see ya.
They're out. I get it. Smart.
Yep.
So, and then, I mean, so you're young, dude, still. Like, how old are you?
37. So
what's your goal? Like, at a certain point, are you trying to get it to like run itself, get a foreman, and this is just kind of a cash cow for you?
No. I mean, I stay in it, the whole aspect of everything. My father started his company when he was 19 years old, and I worked for him up until 8 years ago when he got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and I took over his company. And in 2007, we had 27 employees.
Oh, jeez.
And then the bottom fell out of the economy, and we went down to 5 guys, and then had a couple of big contracts that fell through, and the economy never really recouped to be that big again.
Right.
So it's just been kind of floating along with 3 or 4 guys for the last couple of years.
So are those guys on W-2, or are those just contractor 1099?
W-2.
So you actually have 3 or 4 employees that you got to freaking pay taxes on and stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But if you get another crew, you're just going to bring them on as contractors, or you'll actually W-2 them?
Depends on what they want to do.
I see.
It's up to them if they want a 1099 or not. So
got it. Cool. Okay. Yep. So let me show you this real quick. Tell me if you can see my screen. The only reason I asked that, by the way, just real quick I've done a couple deals. Like, I'm in 60 different cities. I don't just do concrete leads like this, just barely. The guy I did a deal with in Tuscaloosa, he does tree removal. I do tree removal, concrete. I told you I work with the company called JES. You know who they are, right?
Yep.
Those guys, I sell them crawl space encapsulation leads.
Gotcha.
So I like to work with bigger ticket items. Like you told me, your average size job is $10,000. That's so much more sexy to me. I don't want to generate some like tow truck lead where they're making $20 a deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've done it. It sucks, and there's no money in it.
Yeah.
So we've just had really good luck. So let's see here. I'm just going to show you. These are the leads that we sent you, but that's not what I'm going to show you. You can see my screen, right?
Yep.
All right. So I just want to show you why we're so jacked about Richmond. And like I said, you watch UFC? I kind of take you for that kind of guy. You watch UFC?
Yeah.
Okay. Conor McGregor fan or no?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Okay. How about that last those shoulder strikes to Cowboys money, dude?
That fight was way too fast. It should have
been. Did you buy it? Because I did.
Yes, I did.
I was sitting there. I'm like, did I just spend $60 for 40 seconds?
Yeah.
But it was worth it. It was awesome.
His fight with Mayweather was a better fight.
Yeah, dude, I actually thought he was going to win.
About the 5th round I did, and then after that I was like, nah, he's done.
No, me too. Like, but I'm saying he had me convinced he had a chance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't think he had a chance, but he did well.
Oh, they played the shit out of that.
Totally. That dude's a genius. That guy's a marketer, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So my point with that is like my strategy is not Conor McGregor's strategy is fight anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Right.
My strategy is fight people that suck and just win every time.
So you got the Mayweather mentality.
I got the Mayweather mentality, except for I don't carry millions in my backpack, dude, and I don't beat my wife.
Well, he does that, but he doesn't pay his taxes. So
yeah, that's true. So it's all good, man. But what I'm saying is like what I do, it's pretty simple. I look across the U.S. and I look for what I would consider low-hanging fruit, and I look for areas that have tons of people searching for services.
Right.
And then the competition online is just garbage. Like now, I know you have a bunch of competitors, but I'm talking online.
Right.
No one knows what they're doing. Like no one. So this is why I'm excited about Richmond. So you know where Bentonville, Arkansas is, right?
Yeah.
I just did a project in there. I'm going to show you this example. February 20th, we started it. Same exact thing as Richmond. I knew it was going to be good. The only thing that had me skeptical, you see how that says there's only 10 people searching?
Mm-hmm.
I was a little worried because there's actually only 55,000 people in that city. And then it said there's only 10 people per month searching for concrete. So I was like, dude, I don't know if I want to get in there. Is there going to be enough upside?
Right.
So I built the project. 8 weeks later, see that says Bentonville Concrete?
Mm-hmm.
That's me. See that says Bentonville Concrete?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm getting every lead in that city right now.
Nice.
And just in 8 weeks. So I'm not going to go through and count these, but you see all these. This is the last full month we had. This is the month when everyone said no one was spending any money. This is the month we made 60 grand.
Nice.
These little green dots, those are all scheduled estimates. They scheduled 44 estimates in April.
Can't beat that. In
Bentonville, right? So here's what's crazy is I look at that, I'm like, okay, I got 44 estimates. This tool says there's only 10 people, right? So what does it say if I type in Richmond? And that's what gets me excited. As long as the competition's low, I'm looking for high volume. So you type
the high volume is one thing, but you got to remember Richmond is still 70% ghetto.
I get it. So that's why at the end I'll show you. We'll do this. The way that I'll present this, you're not going to have to be forced to run every lead. Because there's going to be some in some zip codes you're going to be like, I'm not touching that.
Right.
So anyway, check this out, dude. 210.
Nice.
For every person in Bentonville that's searching for concrete, there's 21 in Richmond. So you're like, okay, do the math. If I can become number one, this is going to be a freaking feeding frenzy. You know what I'm saying? And already in a week, we've done whatever. It's not even been a week. It's been like 4 days. We've done 10 leads. And again, they're not all good. There's a couple that we probably shouldn't have sent over or whatever. But anyway, so.
That is what it is. You got, it's just like Angie's list. I fished through them.
Absolutely. So, but what we do though is we'll get your criteria and we'll ask questions. Like if you have a minimum or whatever, we can do some of that for you. Because the one thing I don't want to become is Angie's List or Home Advisors, where you got to spend a whole bunch of time on the phone.
Right.
We'd like to have them all teed up for you. And heck, if you want to give me your Google Calendar, I'll schedule them for you. I don't care. I pay someone full time to chase leads.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We send over thousands a month across the country. So I pay people full time to chase them. You shouldn't have to do that.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so this is why we're going into Richmond. And I know some of them are going to be ghetto areas and all that, but there's going to be a ton of volume, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so the strategy is simple. You go fishing sometimes, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, no one's watching. You throw in 3-4 poles. You got a way better chance of catching fish than one pole.
Right.
Right. And we've all done it. You get a little corn, you get a little WD-40 or whatever it's called. It works like magic. At least around here it does.
Right.
But so here's the deal, man, is I look at this as like fishing lines, right? So basically with Google, there's 13 spots. There's your 3 in the maps. You got 10 underneath. That's it. No one goes to page 2, right?
Well, the good news is that number 1 up there on the top, Decocrete, they have no employees right now.
And you know what the other good news is? The number 1 right here isn't a real company. And the number 2 isn't a real company. And number 3 is the damn BBB. That's how uncompetitive this is.
Right.
So, but anyway, think about this like you've played the game Monopoly, right?
Yeah.
You get Boardwalk, you get Park Place, you're pretty much winning the game.
Yeah.
Okay? I look at this the same way. There's 13 spots. Nobody goes to page 2 because no one goes to page 2. You call the first couple, you get a few estimates, you make a decision, right?
Right.
So these spots are your boardwalk and park place. The reason we're getting 44 leads a month and a population of 55,000 is because we're the number 1 spot.
Right.
And so we can do this in Richmond. It's going to be insane. I did it here in Utah too. Type in concrete. We're not number 1 yet, but we're sitting at number 4. That's like a six week old project. We're number 4. Same exact strategy. But anyway, so that's the goal. Is we're going to come in now. I know you guys have a site. I think I've been on your site. You have a site, right?
On Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't. So what we do is we build this separate from your site.
Okay.
And the reason we do that is Google technically doesn't like you to have 2 sites advertising your brand.
Right.
However, if it's something like Richmond Concrete, they don't know that it's connected to you.
Right.
Like this company right here, the company is actually Montgomery Construction Management, and Bentonville Concrete is just the name of my site.
Right.
So the game is, how do you monopolize Google? Well, you get if these are properties on a game board, the more properties you own, the better chance you have a win in the game.
Right.
And you know as well as I know, this is numbers. The more, it's like you watch Gold Rush.
Yeah.
The more pay dirt you run, it's numbers. The more you're going to make.
Right.
Especially if you have a high price. So that's our strategy. Build a site. The leads come in from our site. We answer the phone call. We ask them what they need. We ask them whatever questions you want us to. And then we let them know, hey, Ryan's going to be calling you to set up an appointment. You schedule it. You go run it, the whole deal. Very simple, right? The difference between me and most companies, you probably had the people call you like, hey, let me get your website to page 1. You ever had that?
No, actually I haven't.
So that's a service called SEO where people will manage your website to tell you they're going to get you to page 1. It gets to be garbage. It's kind of like that. They say, you don't want to drill. People don't want to buy a drill. They want a hole.
Right.
You don't want a website. You don't want a Facebook page. You want more leads because more leads means more money, and more money means more freedom. That's it.
Right.
So, anyway, any questions as far as like how they're generated? I hate when it feels like you don't understand. They're coming from a separate site. They'll come into us. We'll take the leads. We'll tee them up. You call, get them scheduled, or we'll schedule them for you. I don't care. I've done that before.
Right.
You go.
Well, as of right now, I can pretty much handle it as long as you guys are just sending me the links.
Yeah. And we can do a better job too of like a couple of those called in like 4 or 5 days ago and we couldn't get a hold of you. And so we kind of just said, hey, we'll have the business owner call you because we didn't know we were going to send them to you.
Right.
And so a couple of those don't know, but from now on we can give them your name and number and say, hey, he's going to be calling you within the next 2 hours. Answer the freaking phone.
Gotcha.
Whatever happens, we'll make it work. So anyway, but you understand how, I don't want to overcomplicate it or oversell it. It's like, we want to monopolize Google and partner with you.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
So this is how we've been doing this. I just barely did one and I told you, you don't know who ECI is, right?
No.
And you don't know do you know the company called Duct Cleaning Solutions is?
Duct Cleaning Solutions?
Have you ever seen their trucks around?
Can't say I have.
That's another company I do this with. They're in Richmond. And then the last one is the JES company, just in Richmond.
Right.
So those are just my Richmond companies. And then we just barely this morning did one just barely in Tuscaloosa. And then 2 days ago, we did this in Augusta for concrete, Augusta, Georgia.
Gotcha.
So we're just looking for those low hanging fruit opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as how we structure it, this is what I found to be the easiest. When I first started doing this, I started in this, and you know what crawl space encapsulation is because you live in Virginia, right? So I started in Huntsville, Alabama, where I think NASA's actually is headquartered there. And see this company right here, Crawl Space Doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the company I met. They were already on page 1. So they're like, well, what are you going to do for us? And I'm like, well, let's build another site. So I actually built HSV Crawl Space. So if someone searches this, we have the number 1 and number 2 spots locked down.
There you go.
Then they have the number 1 in the organic, and I have the number 6 the number 7 in the organic. So last month, these are like $20,000 jobs at times.
Right.
We sent over 29 leads.
Damn.
Now, this is what I'm getting at. When I first started, I'm like, dude, let's just do a per lead deal. You know why? Because I'm like, hey, my income is unlimited. If I can send them 100 leads, they got to pay me X amount of dollars.
Right.
And here's what happens every time. So I started with these guys, and they're like, yeah, that sounds great, man, because if you don't send us any leads, we won't have to pay. So they're cool. I send them like 10 leads a month, and then all of a sudden we hit page one, and they pay me $200 a lead. Last month we sent them 29 leads, so they stroked me a $5,800 check.
Nice.
And so, I'm not saying that to try to impress you. I'm just saying the fact is even though they got a ton of leads,
right,
you're a four-man, you're a lean operation.
Yeah.
If you get that many leads, you probably aren't going to be able to handle that many leads, and they're just going to get pissed down the drain. And what you're going to naturally want to do is cherry pick the good ones.
Well, I mean, as of right now, I'm not turning nothing down. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is if you get 40, 50 calls extra from what you're doing right now a month, you're going to have to prioritize the good ones.
Yeah.
But here's what sucks for me is when you start prioritizing the good ones and you start bitching about, hey, we don't go to freaking this zip code anymore, and you did a month ago, then it just sucks for me because I'm like, well, that sucks. Last month you were good, and now I just don't get paid on that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I'm getting at is for the last 18 months, I don't do pay per lead anymore because people start cherry picking, and then we get fights. I send you 50 leads, and you go through with the freaking red pen, and oh, this one was bad, and this guy didn't answer, and blah blah blah, and it's just not worth it.
Right.
So what I do now is it's very cut and dry. We do a flat fee every month. Every lead that comes off the website, you own.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
That's it. Now, what you got to understand with that, if it's a brand new website, obviously it's going to not be as consistent. Like we're going to have days we send you 3 leads. You're going to be like, holy crap, these guys are killing it. Then we're going to have 2 days in a row, it's 0. Then we're going to have 3. Then we're going to have 1.
Well, Angie's the same way.
Right. But once we hit page 1, it's going to be every single day. You're going to get 1 to 3 leads.
Right.
Especially with those numbers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the difference between me and Angie's list, like for that 350, how many leads are you getting a month roughly? How many appointments are you running on that 350?
I'd say I get probably 6 to 10 estimates a week.
Yeah. Okay. And then what they do with those is they go and sell those to 3 or 4 companies.
Right. Well, they're selling them to themselves.
I know. They're the ones that are making the damn money.
They're because I got a buddy of mine. We do the exact same kind of work. We're an hour away from each other.
So you guys get the same leads?
No, well, he's on Home Advisor, and they say, well, here, pay X amount of dollars, and you can have these Angie's List leads.
Right, and then they do that to the next.
Why the fuck am I paying you, and then I have to buy leads from another website?
Totally.
See, with Angie's List, I don't get the option to have the Home Advisor leads, but he has the option to pay for them.
Right.
For the Angie's List leads.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. But anyway, the thing that the biggest complaint I hear with those is like if you don't call them immediately and you're stuck on a job, sometimes you get charged for them, and then you have to spend the time to rebuttal, and then even then sometimes they don't refund you.
Right.
So, but anyway, at any rate, this is what I do as far as the deal. So we do a flat fee deal. All of my sites across the U.S., my average site, if you look at all of them, is about $1,500 per month.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, if you're getting 50 leads a month, you do the math. Your lead cost is ridiculously low.
$100 a lead, yeah.
No, it's way lower than that. If you're getting 50, I mean.
Oh, 50, yeah.
Yeah, like so, my guy right now is getting 50 leads. It's $1,500 divided by 50 leads. He's paying $30 a lead, and it's exclusive.
Right.
So, but what I do is this. That's what I try and be at. But what I typically do, I don't like to do. First of all, I don't like long contracts. The reason I don't like it is let's say we're doing a fee per month, and then this thing starts doing 100 leads per month.
Right.
And then it's like I'm stuck paying you're paying me some low amount. And I'm like, and your competitor will pay me double, but I'm stuck.
Right.
I don't like doing that. And then you don't most people don't like, hey, I don't want to be feeling like I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I always do. Just did this in Tuscaloosa. I always like to do a 6-month, kind of like a trial period.
Okay.
Gives us enough time to get to page 1 so you can see, hey, if we're number 1 and this is what it looks like, we're getting a ton of leads.
Right.
But it's not so long like where we're both stuck for a long term, right?
Right. Right.
About 6 months, I'd like to work with you for the next 10 years. This crawl space company, I've been working on a handshake deal for 4 years, and it's
Right.
been great. We've never even done a contract because that's just how they are. But at the same time, at 6 months, maybe your business shifts and you get that job for 1 point freaking whatever million, and you're like, hey, this doesn't make sense, and you don't want to have to keep paying. So here's what I do is for the first 6 months, I give people a little bit of a discount, and then at 6 months, just understand that's where I want to kind of end up, as long as I can bring it. But for the first 6 months, I let people, and I give it to them, and I give them, depends, but like in this case, we could do it for about $1,100.
Okay.
So what you're looking at. So this is why I came up with the pricing, and obviously like the guy I just barely did in Tuscaloosa, I did the exact same thing. Although he doesn't make near as much money per job, but there's a lot of volume.
Right.
So your average job that you're landing is $10,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me your profit margin. Be very conservative too. I want to prove something here. What's your conservative profit margin?
Say 18%.
Let's do that. 18%. Let's say 15, because I don't think you can do that. And your close rate's 2 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Because you're bidding freaking high, which I love. Why not?
Well, I mean, you have to if you want to make any money in this game.
Totally agree. So I've sent you 10 leads. Now, granted, I know you haven't gotten a hold of all of them, but these have all been legitimate people I've talked to. Let's say 8, because 2 of them were freaking people looking for concrete. Let's say 8.
Right.
But let's say for the rest of the month, I shit the bed. And I can't, and I end up at the end of the month, like, because I like everyone's doomsday, like no risk. I don't want risk. So let's not talk about best case. Let's talk worst case. Let's say that even though I've generated 10 leads in 4 days, I only end up at 20.
Right.
Even at that, you just added $40,000 of revenue.
Right.
And you put $6,000 of profit, actually minus the 1,000, but you just 6x'd your money. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand.
No one wants to talk about the good, but then I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to be the doomsdayer, let's say I bang down 50 leads like I'm doing in Bentonville. It's like, good hell, you're going to be like, it's insane. So I feel like for me, I could charge a lot more, but instead of gouging people or trying to take them to clean their clock, it's like, I like to give people a fair price and let's work together for 10 years.
Right.
And then what always happens every single time is 6 months in, not only do you stay with me, but you're like, hey, let's go after Chesapeake, or let's go after Roanoke, or you know what I'm saying? And that's usually what happens. So like JES, they started with one website with me in Richmond.
Right.
They currently have 12 websites with me and they pay me $10,000 a month.
Damn.
They made $100 million last year. So they don't even.
Oh yeah. They're ridiculous.
They could care less. But the point is like, that's my strategy, like long-term.
Right.
Get in. I'm not going to make $1 million off you, but if I can crush it and you look to grow,
right,
and you do 2-3 sites and you're paying me $3-4 grand a month, but you're making $100 grand a month, it's like, hell yeah, we're both winning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's it, man. It's super simple. It's exclusive leads. We're not going to send you an email that says, here's a guy and he came in off the site. You got to call him. We'll do all that groundwork for you. All you got to do is just call it right when we send it over and he's ready to go.
Okay.
And we generate as many as we possibly can and you close as many as you can. I mean, that's
right.
It. You know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science, but like this company in Huntsville, last July, I don't check every month, but I know last July we sent them 35 leads. That month they closed $97,000 of business from just my leads.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but and those guys are banging down 1.7 million with 2 guys, one crew. They're putting $40K both in their pocket a month, and they're like, "Dude, we'll pay you freaking $6,000 a month all day."
Right.
Because we're making a hell of a lot more, and I'm happy about that because that guy's going to pay me for the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the math. I like to talk worst case. Like this is best case, but it could be even more. I mean, this is Bentonville numbers. Like, dude, what if we do freaking Richmond numbers?
Right.
But I'd say if you want to talk worst case scenario, I've already sent 8 over. Let's say I only end at 20 because the sky falls.
Right.
You're still 6xing your money, even at a 20% close rate and a 15% margin. If you want to say that's lower, you're still 4xing. Like the risk
Right.
is almost none. If that's really your, I mean, is that really your average job?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then, dude, it's like,
I mean, I did Monday. Monday was a 1-day job. It was $9,500.
hell yeah, dude. That's what I want to be.
And I mean, granted, it was 16 fucking hours, but it was $9,500.
Dude, that's sick. And then you made, so you put in your pocket 2-3 grand that day?
2,500, yeah.
Dude, that's a great day.
And then I took 3 days to do a $3,500 job, which I profited $500 off of.
So, and that's what I was going to get at, because it's like the way, if it's a flat deal like this and we start doing 40 leads, dude, just cherry pick.
Yeah.
Vet him out. Hey, sir, our minimum is freaking X, Y, and Z. And if he's like,
Right.
hey, I've gotten 20 quotes, say, okay, have a nice day, sir. I have no time for you because you're going to be the cheap ass that's in that zip code.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to structure it where you can't, because if you're paying per lead, you're going to feel like you have to run every lead, or we're going to have a fight every month. But if this is how you do it, you're going to just get the good ones.
All right.
You know?
All right. Well.
So yeah, I mean, and by the way, we're only going to work with one company. So, but like, this isn't the point where I'm like, hey, like, so this isn't like I'm peddling something where I can sell every company. If it makes sense, let's put a deal together. If it doesn't, it's like, I don't know. That's fine. We'll
right. All right. Well, I tell you, this week has been my busiest week in the last 6 weeks just because of this COVID shit. So it's a little bit gaining traction back at the same time. Let me think about it over the weekend. And I mean, you definitely are producing leads. So, I mean, that I've got no problem with. It's the seeing where I'm at first of the week after I pay all the bills kind of thing.
So let's do this. Well, first of all, you got any other questions besides making sure you got basically $1,100 in the can after you pay your bills?
Not really.
So this is what I do, because I'm not super interested in waiting until Monday, just because I've already sent you 8 and I think you've got enough. I mean, it's not like you shouldn't question that I can generate leads at this point, and you don't.
Oh no, I'm not.
It just comes down to money, which I get. So, and by Monday, like, we've been waiting long enough. Like, if this doesn't make sense, I'm on the phone all day tomorrow getting somebody. You know what I mean? So What if we do this? And this is how I do it anyway, is if we can make, like, dude, I just want to make this work. And I do not want to it's a pain in the ass finding somebody. And I feel like we can work together pretty well. Right. Why don't I give you $100 off of that? Let's do $1,000 a month. And why don't we just do it weekly? So instead of you having to pay $1,000 and say, hey, here's $1,000 for the month, we'll just do 250, and then you just pay weekly. And then starting today, and all the leads that come over the weekend going forward, give you all the leads. And it's just split up per week. I know you're going to have $250.
Well, yeah, I do. I don't know where the hell it is right now, but there's I got $1,000 in my truck.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I know you got $250. So in that case, then, because I know, like, especially in these types of businesses, you're always floating dough. You got product here and materials, and you're cutting checks, and I get how that works.
Right.
I work with 50 different companies right now. I get it.
Right.
From 100 million to 10 million to 10,000 a month.
Right.
I know how that works. So, but I mean, everyone's got $250. So why don't we just do that? We say $250. It's $250 a week. I'll send you all the leads. You've already gotten 8. Hell, you're probably going to pay for the first month tomorrow on the estimates. I mean, you're running 3 deals tomorrow. So between the 8 I've sent you, if you can get a hold of all of them, you'll probably pay for the first month or 2 just on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not questioning that. I'm just, like I said, at this point in time, I've got 2 checks that haven't cleared the bank yet. So from this week, and I don't have time. It's too late to go put money in the bank right now.
You don't got well, why don't you just do that? Most everyone, like, I don't do account. Why don't you just put on do you not do a credit card?
Uh,
I mean, shit, the guy I just did in Tuscaloosa, he's like, he started his business like 2 weeks ago. It's
right.
like, and he gave me 250. So why don't we just put it on a card? I mean, I just want to move because this thing's moving and we got 8 already. We could have 3 over the weekend. And if there's something that like doesn't feel right, and let's not, I just don't like the whole wait till Monday. So if it doesn't make sense, then let's just not, dance
Well,
around. But if it does, then let's just make something work.
can we agree on it? And I'll just give you my card on Monday.
Can you do some kind of commitments? Because so at least I know you're serious. Like, can you do $100?
Let me see.
Like, shit, I don't give me $100 and then I'll run the other 150 Monday and then we'll just do 250 from there on. And then that way, any leads that come in this weekend, I can push them over and I'm not going to, then I know that tomorrow I shouldn't be on the phone finding another company.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I can give you 100 right now.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so let's do this. So only thing I need your help with though to make this work is 2 things. Number one is the more, so it's going to benefit you. If you can get me over the next week, and you don't have to have these right now, but we need photos for the site.
Okay.
So if you can get me 25 photos, that's all I need. 25.
Okay.
Just, I don't care if it's houses. I don't care if it's trees. I would prefer it. But what it is someone lands on my website, I can go buy generic photos, right?
Right.
But if they look like Richmond, people that live in Richmond know what it looks like.
Right.
So I need 25 photos that haven't been used on your Facebook page. So don't send me those ones because it will be duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
So just take fresh. If you go give 5 estimates, do 5 per house. That's fine. I don't even care if it's old projects, just concrete-ish photos. So I need 25 photos. And then we need to come up with an address in Richmond. So if you got a cool customer, a buddy that has a shop, I need to send an address to Google. They send this postcard. Have you done this yet for your business?
No.
Okay, you need to do this for your business and for this one. So they'll
What
send
is
you
it?
a post. So what Google does, you give them a local address, then you send them, then they send you this, and inside of this has a code. And what that allows you to do, this is what you have to do to get yourself in the maps.
Okay.
So you'll never show up here unless you do one of these. And you don't want to, we don't want to do one that's not in Richmond. So even though you live close to Richmond, if we have a Richmond address, it helps us significantly. So like this Bentonville one, my brother-in-law lives in Arkansas, and this is where he works. So I sent it to his work, and he just sent me the code, and I just verified it. And then you hide the address. So it's not like customers are going to be showing up at your buddy's place. It's just so Google knows you're local.
Gotcha.
So I just need help getting a local Richmond address, any zip code, and 25 photos, and then I can scare you with leads.
All right.
Cool. Is that agreeable?
What? So my physical address right now is not in Richmond, so that's no good.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to, I can. Like I've done it before, but I'm telling you, like, and this is only to your benefit. The more that we do this by the books, the more leads it's going to be for you, which ultimately means more money. My money doesn't change. I'm getting the same flat. I want to extract as many leads as we can.
No, I got a buddy of mine lives just on the outskirts of the city limits. It's it's
just say, hey, and dude, I'll give the guy, tell him I'll send him a $25 gift card to any restaurant or whatever, and I'll pay for it because it's worth it for the leads.
Oh no, I mean I'll take care of it because it's he's my best friend, but he's got a rental house right there on the edge of the city in Henrico. So
okay, that's perfect. So here's what I'm going to do now. Do you want the leads coming to you, or do you want someone else scheduling?
The Canuck Concrete email is fine.
Okay. And this is what we do. We either send them to your email like we've been doing, or sometimes we'll try, if like the lead comes in and we have them live, we'll call you and we'll like with the customer on the phone and we'll just patch it in live. So what we'll typically do is try that once. And if you don't answer, then we'll shoot the email. Or do you just want us to email it?
You can do both.
Okay. So we'll try the call. And then if you answer, because we'll just say, hey, Ryan, we got Joe on the phone. Then we'll merge it. We'll say, hey, Joe, here's Ryan. And you could just schedule it right there.
Right. Yeah.
Because as soon as the phone hangs up, you have a chance of them not ever answering.
Right.
So we'll try that. And that number we have is the best one.
Yeah, that's my cell. It's always on. So.
Cool. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just send over an agreement. You can read it. It's going to say our target area is Richmond, Virginia. says I'm exclusive. I will not by law work with anyone else.
Huh.
Says that this is for 6 months, and it says I'm going to lower this to $1,000, like I told you.
Okay.
Broken up into 4 payments a month.
Okay.
Cool. And then the only other thing, so whatever card, give me your card number. I'll only run it for $100, and then I'll check with you on Monday. We'll run the other 150. What card do you want to file? I'll write it down.
It's a Visa.
Okay. What's the number?
4.
Cool. And then by Monday, then we'll be good to just do that other 150, and we can just from then on, it'll just be 250 on Monday.
Yeah, I just gotta, like I said, I gotta swing by the bank tomorrow and drop money off.
That's fine. No problem. I just know that like the way things have been going, I'm probably going to get 2 or 3 leads this weekend. And I want to just confidently be like, hey, let's just dump it.
Oh yeah.
And
no, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, if we start getting too big, I have a buddy of mine, like I said, he's an hour away, but he's at the south side of Richmond.
Yeah. Y'all can just split them.
I could bring him in on it too.
Totally. I don't care how you do it, as long as as long as you give me permission, I'll do that. I'm not going to go work with someone else.
Right.
And then the last thing that we can do, since your website is your Facebook page, as this is going, because when we answer, we're going to answer as like Richmond Concrete or whatever.
Right.
And we'll let the customer know the company's actually called Canuck.
Right.
But what we can do is we could actually put your logo on the website.
Okay.
And then there's a trick to it. So, because Google can't see pictures. So you just have to make sure the name of the photo, like the file, isn't named Canuck Concrete, and they'll have no idea what the picture says. But the customer will look at it and they'll know, hey, even though this is called Richmond Concrete, it's associated with Canuck.
Okay.
Which then would just kind of help you with branding.
Well, I'll send you that over once we get out of here.
Cool. Okay, so I'm just going to send the agreement real quick, and then I'll put your info, because I like to just stay above board. I'm going to do it's going to be a pre-authorization that's going to give me legal permission to run the card.
Yep.
We'll have this info. So it'll be 2, check them out, sign both of them. And then do you need help with the ones you haven't gotten a hold of? Do you want my guy to call them and get it back on the?
No, I'm going to give him a call back over the weekend.
Okay.
And, some people are actually still working during this shit. So.
Dude, it's been busier for us.
Oh, really?
Well, granted, I'm working in.
Well, I guess it's busier on the internet end because people are at home and they're like looking shit up.
Totally. Dude, I didn't ask you this. Would you do stamped and you do flat work, right? Yep. Do you like the flat work or the stamp better?
Flat work.
Okay. Because that's typically what I do is I target the flat work. I let people know, and I try to get leads for the other stuff too.
Right.
But it's always typically targeting the flat work.
Right. And you can put walls in there too.
Okay. Cool. Let's see here. Let's see. And then what was the last thing I was going to say? Yeah, I'm going to put you in a text real quick with my guy, Zane. I think he talked to you on the phone, or have you talked to him yet?
Who's that?
Zane is my guy that answers all the leads. Every lead that comes in, he'll call first.
I don't think I've spoke to him now.
So we have a 615 number. It's a Tennessee number because we have tons of business in that area too. Mm-hmm. So you'll want to save that in your phone, but he'll call over as the first call with the customer. I'm going to put a group text together with him, my project manager, her name's Francesca, and myself. So every time a lead hits your email, we'll text that strand and just say, hey, check your email, because I don't want anything slipping through to like the junk folder.
Right. Gotcha.
And Francesca's the one that will hit you up for the photos. So if she calls you, she's a 916. She grew up in California, so she's got a 916 number just so you don't think it's some spam.
Okay.
But, okay, I'll get this over. But, man, if you actually, like for real, if you need help following up, because here's the deal. I can send you 50 leads a month.
Right.
But at the end of 6 months, what you're going to do is you're going to look at how much you paid, you're going to look at how much you closed, and you're going to calculate your ROI.
Right.
And the problem is if you, let's say we send you 50 leads a month or 20 leads a month, and you only get a hold of 5, you're going to go off of the 5 number, not the 20. And it's going to hurt me. So even if I got to put in some extra work and let you use my guys to help follow up, I'm willing to do it because I want this to work for more than 6 months. That's not my goal.
I got you.
So
I got you. Yeah.
Utilize me, man. If you can't get to it, hey, these guys won't answer. Can you call them back for me? We're happy to do it.
All right.
Fair?
Yes, sir.
Dude, let's go, man. I'm excited.
Make some money.
Let's do it. Okay. I'll hit you at these right now, and then we'll do it.
All right, brother.
Okay. Talk soon. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.